Welcome to the Dignity Leadership Learning Lab. I'm Leadership Leah, the Chief Education Officer, and this is my esteemed and very excited colleague, Leadership Leo, the Chief Instructional Officer. We are on a mission to take you from being a management monster to a leadership ace. If Rich can do it, so can you. Ready to launch in 3, 2, 1.
Teamwork is very important. One of the best ways to be a good team player is to learn. Learning can help you do better at work and can also help you learn how to be a better person.
Leaders are committed to learning. They take on new challenges and overcome obstacles. They learn from successes as well as failures. They try to help others improve too.
In this course, you'll learn all about the adult learning theory. You'll feel like a grown up by the end of it. Okay, not really. But you will gain a new tool in your leadership toolbox, a new way to think about learning and growth that can help you get the most out of your time in the workplace.
This course is about knowing what you don't know and how to get better at knowing it. You'll learn how we can continue to grow from our newfound knowledge and understanding. What are you waiting for? Let's get started.
Aristotle philosophized that if you want to learn something new, you must do it. He believed that practicing an activity can help you learn it more thoroughly than merely just thinking about it. Herminia Ibarra expanded on this philosophy in her 2015 book, Act Like a Leader, Think Like a Leader. Put simply, the fundamental notion is that you must first act and then reflect about what you did. Our minds are wired to be skeptical and suspicious of new ideas, especially if they're in conflict with our existing beliefs. However, when we actually do something, anything, it becomes real in our minds, and that means we can evaluate it and learn more about it.
There are many ways to be a leader, but this is the foundation for being a good leader at any job. Doing things can help you to learn better than just thinking or reading about it. When you make mistakes, you learn from them. Adults learn new things better when they act than when they just read or talk about it.
The 70-20-10 model for learning and development is commonly used to describe the optimal sources of learning by successful managers. This model holds that individuals obtain 70% of their knowledge from job-related experiences, acting on it, 20% from interactions with others, discussing it with mentors or experts, and 10% from traditional training. This course, for example.
So, in order to best learn, you are going to have to do more than just watch this course.
Ready to discover a model for lifelong learning? Because we do things differently in the Dignity Leadership Learning Laboratory, we're going to start out our learning with the 10%, the traditional learning method. 10% of adult learning comes from a formal professional development program, books, online courses, lectures, webinars. You catch my drift.
Isn't it a little ironic that you are sitting here watching this course?
News alert, you're going to have to do more than just watch this course, or any course for that matter. You're actually going to have to do something. Like Aristotle said, don't be afraid to step beyond the scope of traditional training sessions. If you're wanting to add something new and exciting to your leadership development arsenal, consider implementing strategies and opportunities to learn through your interactions with others, such as a manager, a colleague, or a senior leader.
One way people learn at work is that they help each other. This is the 20% part of the model.
About 20% of our learning comes from social interactions where we receive feedback and seek to understand what we observe from these interactions. For example, if a person needs to know how to negotiate well for a job, she could watch someone negotiate and then practice herself in a simulated scenario. Here are a few more ideas to help you implement social learning.
Meet one-on-one with direct reports and ask them what they want to accomplish in their next role. Use this information to develop their career map and help them understand how they can achieve their goals. Help employees identify mentors and sponsors who can provide insight on key topics like how to make an impact with your work, or how to identify the right opportunities for career growth, or how you can improve your communication style.
3. Hire an expert like one at Dignity Leadership. The coaches at Dignity Leadership are trained to help employees find their strengths, opportunities, and needs. Hiring a coach is a great way to advance your learning base beyond just watching a training video or attending a webinar.
70% of learning is experiential. Employees learn by doing. As a result, informal learning happens through completing daily tasks and resolving issues. This learning is typically self directed and enables employees to learn through on the job experiences. Employees are encouraged to address challenges, ask questions, learn from their mistakes, and be open to feedback on their performance.
Learning in a hands on approach is beneficial for employees because it enables them to discover and refine their job related skills, make decisions, address challenges, and interact with influential people such as bosses and mentors within the work setting.
They also learn from their mistakes and receive immediate feedback on their performance.
A great way to implement the 70% guideline is to get involved. Ask your manager to delegate new work to you that is more challenging than what you're currently responsible for. Demonstrate your ability to take on new challenges by successfully completing the new work.
Take on new and challenging projects or assignments outside of your current role or department. This could include volunteering for an employee resource group or taking on leadership roles in other areas of the business.
Be a change champion for a specific initiative and help drive broad adoption of new processes, tools, and technology across the organization.
When it comes to learning, you are the only person in control. No one can force you to learn something. If you want to achieve 100% of your learning potential, then it is up to you. You need to be a self starter.
In the business world, leaders are often thought of as people who manage others to grow revenues and profits. This isn't wrong, but it's only part of the picture.
True leadership is about growing yourself, developing your skills and strengths so you can be happy, healthy, and successful. When you're a leader, you don't just sit around and tell people to do things because then you're not a leader. You're a dictator, and nobody likes a dictator. You need to develop your skills as a leader by working on yourself. That means self reflection, learning from your mistakes, actively listening to others' input so you can adapt accordingly, and being open to new ways of doing things. Learning is the process of growing, and in order to grow, you must learn. It is a vicious cycle, but it is also extremely rewarding. A lot of courage is required to take the leap of faith and put yourself out into the world.
The reason we're so afraid to take this leap is because most of us do not want to fail. This is understandable, as we are biologically accustomed to living in fear. Fear has been hardwired into our brains since the beginning of time. It is what kept us alive as a species.
Learning means that you have to leave your comfort zone and open yourself up to new possibilities, to new experiences, and new risks. This can be scary at first because you're afraid you might fail or make mistakes. But if you never try anything new, then how can you expect anything good to happen?
When we fail, we learn. When we learn, we grow. When we grow, we know more about ourselves and the world around us. This is how the human species has survived for so long, by learning from our mistakes. In order to learn from your mistakes, you need to be willing to make them. So take a leap of faith, put yourself out there, try something new, and don't be afraid to fail.
Learning is a type of appreciation. Every day, we are given the opportunity to learn. We can take advantage of this opportunity by growing and learning in a professional setting, whether it be through our daily experiences or something more formal, like training to advance our careers.
If we want to learn about new initiatives or duties, it could be an indicator of our success because we're taking advantage of opportunities for learning and improvement that are available to us. The possibilities are unlimited. This allows us to remain interested and engaged in our work while also providing us with an opportunity to remain motivated in our jobs. Want to grow more as a leader? Reach out to our friends at Dignity Leadership Consulting. They have skills and tools to help you grow.
I would suggest taking one of their assessments.
DISC is a popular personality assessment tool that can help you understand your interpersonal strengths and weaknesses, which can in turn lead you to become more self aware and better able to adjust your relationships to others.
Leaders are not flawless, and you should not expect to be a perfect leader. Leaders never stop learning. Therefore, leaders never stop growing. Once you begin to change as a result of your learning and growing, you will be able to develop into a more effective leader.
Take time to look back at your career as a manager, boss, or even employee. Consider how you came up with a solution to a problem. Did you point out other people's weaknesses and make them feel bad about themselves? Or did you encourage them and assist them through a difficult time?
Let's ask Rich, a leadership coach from Dignity Leadership Consulting, about his growth experiences. He was a great manager and transformed himself into a leader.
Thanks, Leah. Thanks, Leo. As an appointed leader, I made many mistakes, mostly because I was naive and unaware of the work involved with leadership. Being in charge and keeping track of the numbers is not what it takes to be a leader. I fell prey to the same trap that so many other managers fall into. The boss promoted me based on my ability to perform rather than my ability to lead.
Hey, Leo, Rich sounds just like you. I think you were twins, separated at cartoon birth.
I resemble that remark, Leah. So, Rich, what you're telling us is that most managers do not have the training they need to be effective leaders.
That's right, Leo. 90% of people are not born with leadership skills. Many will have to learn about the skills and values they need to be good leaders by taking charge of their own lives. You're not a leader because you were born one. You choose to be a leader. Leadership is a choice, and this is accomplished by learning the skills necessary to lead others. You learn, you grow, you lead.
But what is a leader?
It's not just the person bossing everyone else around. A true leader is someone who can see the potential in others and help them realize it. A good leader inspires confidence, sets an example, owns up to mistakes, and helps people grow into better versions of themselves.
Sure, many people are born with these skills and values, but if you weren't, that doesn't mean you can't learn them. It's up to you to take charge of your own life, build your leadership skills from the ground up, and become the person who inspires others to greatness.
In the world of leadership, it's easy to get too caught up in your own stuff. But the truth is, being a leader is not about you, it's about the group. If you're self centered and attention seeking, it can be tough for you to master the art of leadership. If you take one thing from this leadership course, it should be that leadership is about putting others before yourself.